You know, in a world that's all about digital noise and trends that disappear in a week, what's the one thing that actually lasts? Today, we're diving into how one very specific business in a beach town that's changing like crazy is betting its entire future on the oldest currency in the world, human trust.
Yeah, you can forget that old stereotype of a sleepy beach town. Redondo Beach is right in the middle of this massive, radical transformation. It's like a collision of the old and the new, and it's happening right now. For every local business there, the message is pretty simple. You either adapt or you're going to disappear. So what's happening is the city's whole economic landscape is being pulled in two totally different directions at the exact same time. On one side, you've got this huge push for high-density housing, and on the other, well, it's the tough reality for the classic legacy businesses that really gave this place its soul.
So on one hand, you have what some are calling the legacy contraction. We're talking about absolute institutions, places like Rajin Cajun Cafe shutting down after more than 3 decades. But at the very same time, you've got this massive density surge. Projects like the 4-story Navizi Living Complex are getting fast-tracked right on PCH, promising a ton of new housing and commercial space. But if you look really closely at what's filling up those empty storefronts, it's something different. A new kind of specialized service-based business is moving in. This isn't your normal retail. You could almost call it experience retail, and it's a model that's actually built to thrive in this new, denser South Bay.
Right, so these businesses, they're not just selling you a product off a shelf, they are providing these really high-touch services and curated experiences. We're talking about everything from postpartum mental health support and boutique fitness gyms to medical aesthetics and even a burger joint that used a massive Shohei Ohtani mural to become a viral destination. Okay, so let's zoom in on a perfect example of this whole thing in action. A place called New Mom School. It is a 100% in-person support center for new mothers, and it's a fascinating case study because its entire business model is built on one single thing: absolute, undeniable trust. So, it was founded by Vivian Potter, and what New Mom School does is provide this critical service during what they call the 4th trimester. It's a real, physical space designed to give new moms a community and expert guidance during what can be one of the most challenging and honestly isolating times of their lives.
And this quote right here, wow, it just perfectly illustrates the stakes. We're not talking about some simple mommy and me class. Psychiatrists see this service as a genuine lifeline for maternal mental health. For a lot of women, this place is an absolutely essential part of their support system.
And it's not just psychiatrists. OB/GYNs see New Mom School as filling this critical gap in care after birth, a gap that, let's be honest, a busy doctor's office just can't always fill. That level of professional endorsement, it just speaks volumes about the kind of trust they've been able to build.
So this brings us to the central challenge, right? If your business relies on such a deep personal connection, how in the world do you communicate that warmth and that expertise through a cold screen? In this ridiculously noisy digital world, how do you make a real, genuine connection with expecting mothers who really need your help?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. A specialized local media lab, Voxel Micro Video Labs, they have a pretty unique solution that's tailored for this exact problem. They've actually developed a method specifically to help high-trust experts like these translate their real-world value into a compelling digital presence.
Okay, so Voxel's core idea is something they call empathetic direction, and this is what makes their whole approach so unique. Get this, one of the co-owners is a licensed psychotherapist. This means they can directly coach experts, like the educators at New Mom School, to get over that very real, very normal anxiety and awkwardness of being on camera.
And the goal of all of this is to create what they call visual trust. You know that feeling, right? When you see someone on a screen and you just immediately think, I believe them. They seem authentic, they're confident, they know what they're talking about. That's visual trust. It's the digital bridge that leads to real-world trust. So the most important point is how this whole process actually translates into tangible results for a business like New Mom School. It's really about building a clear, human signal that can cut through all that digital noise. So here's how they build that bridge from expertise to actual engagement. First, the educators get that specialized coaching, which helps them come across as comfortable and authentic on camera. Then, they can warmly record videos answering the real, urgent questions that new parents have. This builds that essential visual trust online. And that digital authority, well, it acts like a magnet, drawing in the very people who need their support the most. And this leaves us with one final thought. As our world gets more and more automated, and our feeds get filled with more and more synthetic content, maybe the ability to project genuine human warmth and real expertise isn't just an advantage anymore. It might just be the most valuable marketing tool of all.